Hi, my name is Oscar, and my persuasive speech topic today is going to be on why is it important to keep up with the maintenance on our vehicles. So, why is it that we have to maintain our vehicle? AAA.com says that it furthers the longevity of our cars. So, by keeping up with smaller maintenance items, it will save parts of our car from needing repair down the line. So some examples of this are standard oil changes, brake changes, and tire changes. These are mainly the major repairs that are needed in the car throughout its lifespan. Throughout its lifespan. So to start off with oil changes, oil, what it does to the car is it lubricates the engine itself to be able to let it run smoothly and efficiently. Brakes, what it does, brakes, what it do, standard, they stop our car from top speeds or going to a sudden stop. And there are three major components to every single brake system that is around, and that is the brake pads, brake calipers, and brake rotors. So what gets worn out the most are the brake pads themselves, and there is a little metal indicator on most brake pads that you will be able to hear once you can tell that they're getting very, very low and getting very, very dangerous as well. And so that's why they are required to get maintenance. After you can check them every oil change as well, to see how low they are. Typically, if you have a front wheel drive car, you know, they'll be the fronts will be more worn out than the ones on the back, and the same goes for tires as well. So with tires, the way that it works is that we use them to be able to maneuver and go through any kinds of conditions that are on the road, whether it be dirt, gravel, or just a normal pavement, blacktop pavement. And even different weather conditions as well, it allows us to go through these too. Different types of weather conditions are like rain, snow, sleet, hail, anything that will be able to stick on the road and prevent us from moving forward. So what's essentially important on changing on these tires is tread. So every tire has tread on it, and when they're brand new, they're a very, very thick tread, and when they're very, very low, they start to smoothen out. So an easy way, if you don't have a tire depth gauge with you, you can use what they call a penny test. A penny test, it's simple. You just get a penny, or you can get a dime. Also works as well. It's also as small as a penny. Don't grab a quarter because it's too big, or a nickel, also too big. So the way that it works is that you're going to use a penny. Take a penny, flip it upside down, and face it towards you. You're gonna go by whatever tire all the tires that are on the car that you're gonna check. You're gonna take the penny and flip it upside down, like I said, and put it on one of the treads inside the tire, inside the wheel well. You're gonna face it upside down. If you can't see Lincoln's head at all, you can only see what it is that his body and his neck sort of, then the tread depth is good. That means your tires are pretty much brand new, and you don't have to change them for a while. If you put them in and you can see part past Lincoln's nose, and you can see his mouth, and his chin as well, then that's a sort of kind of an indicator, a warning sign that say you should probably get them changed or checked out in the next month or so. If you can see Lincoln's head completely, then that means that you should have probably already changed your tires, but you might be refusing for some reason. And one of those reasons might be because obviously you might be low on money. So money is obviously very, very important to everyone and is needed for everything. And especially on a car, it's very, very expensive. It's not costly for a lot of reasons. It's costly for a lot of reasons. But in the end, it ends up providing a huge it ends up leading to a huge safety risk if the car is in maintenance. And by doing the work yourself or getting it done by a professional is very, very important as well. DriveSafely.net states that while some of us may think that we know what it is that we're doing, we'll end up hurting the car and damaging it more than what it is. And while a lot of us also like to watch YouTube videos on how it is that you do specific types of maintenance on the cars, not every car is specifically designed the same way. And, if you want to change your car, it's best if you try and take it to someone that knows how to do it. Many different shops exist that are at gas stations as well. Gas stations, Mavis Discount Tire, AAA, even Advanced Auto Parts and like AutoZone, they have somewhat of a knowledge on what it is that you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Obviously, it's very labor intensive, these types of jobs, only because nothing's easy on taking apart a car and then putting it back correctly. So obviously, even if you do get it done by a professional, great practice that should be done is keeping up with the maintenance records of the car. This way, that if at any point that you are maybe getting scammed at all, you would know about it because you have those maintenance records and what it is that you came in to get and what it is that you got, and if you're being charged improperly as well. And let's also say that maybe a part was installed incorrectly, and they might say that you were the ones that did it, and you can completely prove that they were the ones that did it with those maintenance records as well. And then also, as myself personally, I don't service my car with someone professionally, only because in high school I took 3 levels of an automotive program that we had, and since I entered in the 10th grade up until I was a senior in high school, that's when it is that I did this program. And what it did was, it definitely taught me a lot on the basic knowledge of maintenance on the car. And so I definitely do my own oil changes, I do my own brake changes. I can't do my own tire changes only because you need specific equipment for that, so that's the only thing that I can't do. But other than that, I know pretty much what it is that I'm going to be working on. And it's definitely a money saver as well, only because then you don't have to pay for anyone to actually do it. You can do it yourself, so you get the satisfaction of doing it yourself and knowing that you did a job well done, sort of. And obviously you save a lot of money because the only thing that you buy is the parts. An incident though that ended up occurring though when it was I believe my junior year in high school, and we were servicing a car, and we were servicing cars. It was a pretty busy day, and so on one of the lifts, a fellow classmate of mine went over, and I don't remember what it is they did. They might have done a tire change, but he put the tire back on incorrectly, and he didn't tighten up one of the lug nuts of the tire itself. So once the tire came off the lift, and our teacher went to go take it around to test run it, as soon as it came down from the lift and he started backing up, the wheel itself popped off, and the wheel tilted over and it bending the lower control arm. So that was a cost that came out from our end of the spectrum, not the customer's end, only because it was due to a faulty error from one of my classmates. It happens, but when you don't know what it is that you're doing, especially when you've been taught it, specifically by someone who was professionally trained by someone and then is passing on the knowledge to you, you could tend to run into bigger problems, and that it could definitely be more expensive than you wanted it to. And after those 3 years, my senior year, I took an exam that would certify me to be an entry-level technician if at any point I felt that, or I thought that I could enter into some kind of vocational school like a UTI and go for automotive. Afterwards, it'd be on my resume that I am an entry-level technician. And I have that only because if at any point it could help me out some way, it can. And obviously, not all of us can take three years of information and process it into about a couple weeks of work to be able to work on a car. But most of us are capable of doing so. So, it's really important to keep up with the maintenance on your car, only because in the end it'll save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it'll save you a great amount of headaches from potentially having something dangerous happen to you or any of your loved ones. So that's my persuasive speech. Thank you for listening. See you guys soon.